vertigo starting to kick in.
Yeah?
A lot. This is seriously bad for me, I can't.
Really? Disaster. Oh!
Welcome back everyone to my second attempt at a straight line mission across Scotland, featuring a man who carries a 25 kilogram backpack containing only pot noodles and Mars bars, but simply doesn't know when to quit. We're trying to prove the doubters wrong and get Marcus the chess teacher his first ever straight line success, and so far we're almost right on track.
I got cramp.
You got cramp? Oh shit.
You rejoin us 12 miles into our rugged Highland route, having hugged the line emphatically throughout day one, even if a portion of that line was a slightly different one, and we were now faced with another 12 miles of remote, undulating wilderness that began with an absolutely huge climb up the biggest mountain of the trip. There would also be several rivers to cross today, 2 rendezvous with our support guy Steve, and the most vertiginous of terrain. If we could overcome it all, we'd be a tantalising 9 miles from the coast. Right now in our icy tents though, that felt like a long way off.
Morning, Marcus.
Oh, morning.
You right?
Yeah. Hibernating.
Feeling a bit groggy this morning, to be honest, with the illness. But I think that's normal. I think we'll be alright today.
Or would we?
Uh-oh. We've got company. You've truly conquered your fear, Marcus.
The first job of the morning was to cross this weirdly deep river, and we actually needed Steve to help us do that. Ideally, we'd have crossed it last night and camped here, but with no bridge for miles, we wouldn't have been able to get our non-essential camping gear, the stuff we weren't carrying with us, back over to Steve in the morning. So a morning crossing it was, and right on cue,
a wild Steve has appeared. Morning, Steve. Morning. Day 2 commences with a river crossing. Right, are you alright getting in? Yep. Nice one. Yeah, there we go.
Having attached the cord to the front of the kayak, Steve gently cast us off.
You twizzle us around? Or shall I just paddle backwards?
Paddle backwards. Paddle backwards.
And considering I couldn't see it, I did a decent job of landing on our chosen lump of grass.
How's that?
That's probably best, right?
Now we need to remember not to float off.
If only I'd displayed the same accuracy with my fist.
Oh, is that your balls? Yeah. Sorry, mate.
It's alright.
Then it was Marcus's turn to depart.
Okay.
That's it. Oh. You right?
Yeah, I think so.
We'd started the day without disaster.
All good, Steve?
Yeah, put the life jackets in it.
Oh yeah, life jackets.
Cool.
See you
In a couple of hours.
at Corrimulsey.
And with an enthusiastic leap,
Ooh,
Oh
I
yes.
flew up
God, you
there.
flew up.
Yeah.
we were on our merry way again, already getting way ahead of ourselves.
And in terms of today's plan, we've got a couple of options. We can play it safe and just do 10 miles today and get to the planned campsite. Oh, that's a little oxbow lake, look. Or, depending on how quickly we can move today, there is a chance we could just keep powering on, especially if we shed some weight from our bags with Steve and just keep going to the end. But it is 20 miles.
It's going to be a big ask, but
Yeah.
maybe doable.
21 miles actually.
21, yeah.
I think there's a bit of risk involved in that. Our legs will start to give up towards the end of that, but we'll see how we go.
We knew from yesterday's view that the lower parts of this 2.7 mile climb were smothered in vegetation, but just like yesterday, possibly thanks to the deer, it was quite spacious.
Oh, this is beautiful. You've got half a tree attached to you, Marcus.
Yes, yeah.
And the weather also looked like it might be a bit sunnier today too.
Well, if there's one takeaway from this, it's just so bloody Scottish and it's bloody beautiful.
This was no stroll in the park, especially for my enfeebled frame, which was soon reminded me to chill out. But when the trees eventually made way for the open moorland, you could see the progress.
It's a bit bobbly, but I think we're moving at 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And you can see where we're heading. It's a pretty dramatic mountain,
Yeah.
but we're halfway up it. Right, I'm going to see if I can get signal to change my captain on FPL.
Oh yeah.
That is very important.
Very important.
But there was one slight problem with that.
My phone screen has gone black. That is not good.
The latest technological hitch of the mission.
Yeah. For sake.
I could just about live with a ghastly marmouche captaincy in the midst of a fierce title battle, but not being able to communicate with my family was a stress I could really do without. At least I had Marcus to rely on.
Marcus has lost his GPS. You found it, well done, mate. Yeah, you might need that.
High up on the mountain now, with more and more crazy looking ones materialising in the distance, Marcus hit a double whammy of significant milestones.
13 and a half.
13 and a half. Surpasses 2 of my missions. Scotland 1 and Scotland 2.
So we've only got one left to
Only
strike
one
off.
left.
Before a tricky overhanging fence almost turned him straight back around.
There you go, you're balancing it out now.
Oh man.
That was a test.
That was probably the most difficult one so far.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, hardcore shit.
And just when we thought it couldn't get any more Scottish,
Wow, look at these stags. Please don't run towards us. That'll be one up from the cow, I think.
Yeah.
turns out stags do sometimes charge at humans, but thankfully we didn't know that at the time. And after 2 hours of incessant climbing, we were finally well and truly rewarded.
We've got some real panoramic views from up here, mate.
Very good, yeah.
We can see in all directions. You can see the sea out on the east, and as the ground flattens here on the summit, what kind of view are we going to get this way? Oh wow,
I like the colour of that lock.
beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at the cloud shadows as well.
Yeah.
I've never seen a view like that in this country. That is unique.
It's fantastic.
And going down didn't feel too bad either.
Oh yes, how good does that feel?
It feels really good.
Our average pace up the mountain was actually slightly quicker than we'd predicted, keeping our hopes of a one-day finish alive, and after a heavenly descent down into the very heart of the highlands, Marcus had even more reason to celebrate.
In other news, guys, just as the sun has come out rather appropriately, Marcus has just beaten his own record distance on a straight line mission. What is it, 15.5?
Yeah, 15.6 miles, which I achieved in the second of my Wales missions.
And he's got loads left in the tank,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, I can't see him slowing down anytime soon.
Thanks in part to how dry the landscape was due to an unusual lack of recent rain, we were flying through it. And better still, we'd barely left a visible gap either side of the line. A couple of worrying looking veins of peat threatened to scupper that,
Ooh. Whoa.
but even they had virtually dried up,
Ha.
keeping Marcus's morale virtually undented.
Now what can we see over here? It's going to be the halfway point valley. Wow, it's quite something, isn't it?
That's beautiful.
So remote.
And he still hadn't fallen over.
Ooh, yeah.
Whoa.
Marshy.
Please fall over, Marcus. You need to.
You know you want.
You can't be 3-0 up.
Looking like a comfortable victory.
4-0. You're joking.
You know, I have fallen, but not.
You're being too careful.
No.
All right.
But then,
I've conceded.
Consolation goal.
Consolation goal,
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, cheers.
Never mind. Your clean sheet's gone.
Yeah, yeah. In my pants as well.
interestingly, we hadn't passed a single place that would have been suitable for an emergency camp had we attempted to travel this far the previous evening. But that changed when we reached this cosy but significant little creek.
Halfway, man.
Yeah, fantastic.
Sun shining. Feeling good.
Very
This would
good.
have been a good little place to camp, to be fair, had we have ventured this far, but I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, it would have been tough.
I used this opportunity to scoop up some more drinking water with my new favourite toy, which you can still get a 20% discount on by using code GeoWizard20, by the way. I'm working on commission here, so help me out. And check to see if my phone was working yet. which, despite briefly turning on, quickly went black again.
Oh, be careful on this one. Might have to skirt around to the left a bit.
Okay. Yeah, Tom stacked it again.
And a few hundred yards later was the unexploited Camp 1A.
Oh, that would have been ideal, wouldn't
Yeah, that would have been amazing for camping. Look at that, man. Just take that in. But we've got to move on, haven't we? We've got to get to the Corrie meeting point where Steve is going to be. Our ETA is 1 PM and I've told him that via satellite text, and that's where we're going to make our decision about what to do today.
Yeah.
For now, stepping stones. Off you go, Marcus.
He's got the camera on, he knows when
Yeah, I know.
things are going to go wrong.
Fair play. He's really come on. Leaps and bounds.
There really wasn't much else to report for the next couple of miles other than we flew through it. Yeah, you do have to concentrate on this terrain to avoid spraining an ankle in one of these mini gullies or many holes or tussocks, and that does slowly wear you out, but you just go into a flow state, and before we knew it, we'd surpassed my previous Scotland mission distance before arriving at another spectacular valley.
Wow. Whoa. In the sunlight, that is breathtaking. Yet again. Look at that. I hope that's coming across on camera.
Here we felt we had no choice but to get some food out and just take it all in.
This is what it's all about. Yeah. It really is, isn't it? Just to think that noise is constantly going on and no one hears it.
It's the same noise that's been constant for what, thousands of years?
That was nice.
It's funny, I would have run a mile at this.
Near bother, laddie. Near bother at all.
Frankly, the day had been nae bother. That was going to change pretty soon, but for now...
Right, our hard work across these monotonous moorlands is paying off with this view. This is the Corrie Valley.
Very beautiful. I get to see it before you.
Yeah, you do. Can you see Steve?
No, he's
He
probably not
should
here
be
yet.
dead. No.
We'd completely forgotten about the deer fences and how to walk, apparently.
Yeah. No, there's loads of holes here. Yeah. This is a holy place. Oh, interesting obstacle.
Yeah.
Weird little cross, isn't it?
Yeah.
Told you it was holy.
But was our crazy 21-mile day still on? Well, we'd managed to get here just before the cut-off point, but we needed Steve to appear at this gate pretty soon. First though, another river crossing.
This might be a bit tricky, Marcus. I'm a bit stuck. I went in.
Yeah. Hello there.
Get ready, start!
Oh. Oh.
Incredible, mate.
I think I've outdone you there, Tom.
I think you have.
We then battled up our most vertiginous bank yet
Push you down.
and onto a Steve-less track.
So, no big panic at the moment that Steve isn't here, mainly because, you know, we've got another day to complete this mission. It looks like we're not going to be doing it today. But again, just like yesterday, that was probably unrealistic anyway. The problem we've got is Steve probably doesn't have signal if he's anywhere near here. And if he doesn't have signal, he can't send us a message to our satellite phone. So if something's gone wrong, like he's got a flat tyre or he can't access where he thought he could access, he won't be able to let us know, basically. I'm hopeful that he'll appear in the next sort of half an hour, huffing and puffing.
While we waited, I gave Marcus mild PTSD.
What are the odds in your head that we end up at the schoolhouse bothy tonight?
I don't know whether I want to even contemplate it, Tom.
No.
Every time I end up at that damn place, something's gone terribly wrong,
Yeah.
and I never want to see the place again.
And found some tadpoles in a puddle.
Oh, look at that. They're actually hatching live. wiggling out, look.
And after a 20-minute wait,
Sure, I just heard a gate clanging. Oh yeah, he's coming.
Here's Stevie.
How you doing, Steve?
Sorry,
That's all right.
that's been a drama.
What happened?
Got stuck behind the f***ing camper van, doing
Yeah.
like the 40. Wouldn't pull over, wouldn't let me pass. No maps told me how long it would take to drive. Then that lost hill walker. But you can keep going down here, and I think there's an unmarked path, but you could easily miss it.
Yeah.
long story short, we were camping out again, which unfortunately for Steve involved him cycling all the way round to the next meeting point at Knockdampf with all the camping gear, food and whatever else we might need for the rest of the trip.
Right,
Alright,
Right.
much appreciated.
see you in a bit.
Good luck, mate.
Cheers, Steve.
Mind that
Find
arse.
this wall.
Ready to go?
I am indeed, yep.
Sweet. Up this monstrosity. Bring it on.
This whopping great climb was the second of 3 biggies on day 2,
Yeah, it's a long way up this.
by far the most ascent heavy out of the 3 days, and it didn't take long for my body to start saying no again.
I need to stop a sec. My legs are feeling, well, in general, I'm feeling weak. I think I've been overdoing it. Even though I'm supposed to be the sensei guiding you across Scotland, I think I'm just pushing it a bit hard while it's fighting something off. No hurry.
As the hill started to level out, a few bogs appeared, forcing our biggest deviation of the day thus far, but it was positively pathetic and the views more than made up for it.
Look at that, all around you, just
This is a proper 360, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see for miles, any direction.
rugged mountains.
And before we knew it,
Oh wow, look
Oh, yes.
at that for a remote lock. And there's the path we'll be meeting Steve.
in and amongst the beauty though, there was one slightly troublesome sight.
Tell you what, that does look very dramatic, that gully.
That's spectacular, isn't it?
It is, but also a bit worrying.
We'd later discover that we were right to be worried, but for now, an obstacle that Marcus was already all too familiar with.
This river looks quite big.
It does a bit, actually, doesn't
It's
it?
quite sizable, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're getting over it. We're getting over it this time.
Yeah.
This river, again unpronounceable, had been the undoing of Marcus on both of his previous Scotland missions. For him to cross it, even if it was from the opposite direction, would be to exercise a big demon, but also to enter a landscape that he was familiar with. This particular landscape was giving our knees too much of a hammering, so there was only one thing for it.
Do you fancy a bit of a bum slide?
I think we can fit one of those in. Yeah. Shouldn't be too
Let's
easy.
go. Whoa, watch out for the rocks. There we go. Oh, just like old times.
Soon after this, it was time to face the water.
Huh. That is deep, mate. That is really deep.
Yeah, not ideal, is it?
Easily chest deep, a wade here would involve a whole lot of faffing about. I had a better idea.
I might try and jump.
Sure.
Yeah, I might try and jump.
That's a big jump. I don't know.
I'm jumping it.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Aside from the 3-metre width though, this one wasn't good for bag landings.
If you land it on the island, maybe.
No, but that's a very precise throw, that is.
I think you'll be okay.
Shall I go for it?
I don't think you've got much option.
Shit. Oh my god, not only did the bag nearly go in, but I nearly fell in.
That is precarious.
Shit. Right, I'm going for the jump now.
Right, one sec. Tom Davis from Great Britain. What can he do?
This is a big jump, this. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'm pleased. My feet aren't wet. Right, you'll go.
Well.
In my mind, there was no way Marcus was going to attempt this jump. I was fully expecting him to start slowly stripping down and tossing his shoes over to me, when to my surprise, he said he wanted to go for it.
I mean, you've got longer legs, but you got to get a good jump off.
First it was the bag throw, where I realised he could have just thrown mine too.
Make sure you reach me.
What could go wrong, Tommy?
I can think of a few things.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, nice, nice.
And then it was time for the main event.
Just give it your all and believe. You've got to believe. You are getting to that other side.
Yeah.
You just got to leap with all your might. Go for it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Oh dear. Okay. Mate, put it there, man. That could have gone slightly better, but
Oh, jeez, man.
okay.
That was horrible.
Shit. Well, could be worse.
Yeah, could be a bit worse. Not sure how.
Oh, shit. Maybe you should have waited.
Marcus was a bit downbeat about his soaking as he squelched his way up to our next rendezvous point.
Just bask in that sun, Marcus.
Yeah.
That April Highland sun.
So I delicately reminded him of what he did have to be grateful for.
For a start, I'm very glad that the sun's shining. For me, let alone you.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be really miserable if it was raining and stuff. And also, I think we're in a great position in terms of the mission. You know, we're basically a day away, aren't we?
Yeah. Probably about a dozen miles from the finish. It's tantalising.
Yeah.
As you can see, Steve was nowhere to be seen again, but that was for very good reason. Steve was currently bouncing his way along rocky, pothole-plagued paths, physically unable to lift his head up to see any of them coming due to his helmet hitting the tents, saddle pounding his arse as he went. Meanwhile, we played a spot of French bowls to pass the time. Until finally,
I can see him. He looks shattered.
I underestimated that trail.
Oh, was that tough?
Yes, that was a ford.
What?
Almost knee deep.
Oh shit.
No, not the only one to go knee deep, mate.
Oh mate, he went nearly waist deep. We've changed our mind. We don't actually want it.
Yeah.
Tough shit.
Yeah.
thanks to Steve's heroic effort, we now had everything we could possibly need for our final camp, including 5 extra layers of nighttime clothing for Marcus. But it had come at a fatal cost.
I think we may have pushed our support guy a bit too hard. He's popped his clogs. Thanks, Steve.
Cool, no worries. Yeah, cheers, Steve. Appreciate it.
Monumental effort. Watch that arse.
So with our hefty bags we set off again, up our latest monster climb. But this time it wasn't the climb itself that was the worrying thing.
On top of the climb we've got this gnarly, from a distance looking ravine as well. We do skirt just to the right of it, and on Google Earth it did look like there was plenty of room to do so, but we'll see. We're almost there.
But as we approached, things began to not add up.
Tell you what, that doesn't look too promising. What is that? I don't like the look of all that stuff on the right.
No.
Turns out I'd made another gradient-based mistake. I'd presumed that because this area looks fine on the old imagery, this shadowy bit here must be the result of the sun being lower in the sky, a common sight on satellite imagery. In actual fact, there had been a huge landslide on the north side of this ravine, and we were heading straight for it.
Yeah, be careful here, just stay up on this flattish bit so there's no chance of slipping. Right, that's basically a cliff with a waterfall. You alright, Marcus?
Yeah, it's a bit fatigued.
Just take it bit by bit.
To avoid the drops to our left, we were veering right up the steep but much safer grass, but all too quickly we were approaching the edge of Platinum.
The only route up, isn't it, really?
This is the only route up safely, really, yeah.
A couple of meters later, I arrived at a small strip of slippery rock that was about to represent the biggest leap of faith moment in Marcus's adventuring career.
Right.
It may only have been a metre wide, but down below the trickly moss was a potentially deathly drop onto some rocks. Beyond it was our pathway out of this forbidding place, but I knew this would probably be right at Marcus's limit.
Now there's a little bit of a step of faith here. It's just a case of, yeah, just going like that. How do you feel about that?
Not great.
No, don't do anything you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, the vertigo's starting to kick in
Yeah,
a lot.
you're perfectly safe there. Yeah, I wouldn't tread on that. I would just, if you're gonna do it, take a big step over and just fall here. But
Okay.
honestly, if you don't feel comfortable, I think if you go around this cliff, you're still in gold.
Okay. I think if I take my bag off, it's heavy. It's really heavy.
Got it.
Sure.
Don't lean anymore. Yep.
Marcus was understandably visibly scared, but equally terrified of the idea of failing again.
How far would it be to go round?
Well, I think we're on the edge of Platinum now. We're about 25 metres off. I think if you went up there, you'd be another 10 metres. So I do firmly believe you'd be within gold.
Well, I can't really see what's after that though.
Yeah. I'd feel a lot more comfortable doing the next bit than that.
We spent some more time going over the technique, but it didn't seem to resonate with him.
If you're not sure what your plan is, I don't think you should do it.
Oh man, I can't decide.
Yeah.
That's frustrating for you because I know.
No, I just don't want to. I don't want to persuade you to do it because it's your decision. I mean, all I'll say is, I just ignore what's there, and just think about. Imagine if that was flat.
Yeah.
Would you be able to leap from there to there if that was flat there?
I would.
Yeah.
I'm going round.
Yeah. Do you want me to come with you? Let's see. Let's see if we can do it in gold.
Well, I think if you go, you'll be still in platinum, right?
Yeah, but we're already out of platinum, so.
Okay. I know it's doable, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it's worth the risk.
Okay.
So we shimmied ourselves and our bags over another slippy strip of rock which didn't have any rocks below it, along the bottom of the outer cliff and to its edge. The grass did get staggeringly steep as we hugged its outer reaches, but with grass below too, it felt infinitely safer.
This is very doable, Marcus. Just up here.
Marcus, however, was still very much in the grips of vertigo.
Don't concentrate on down, because it looks a lot worse than it actually is.
This is seriously bad for me. I can't.
Really? Honestly, you were all good here.
I took this moment to check if we were indeed still within the gold zone,
Yeah, no, 38.
and as you can see, we comfortably were. And this little boost seemed to help nudge him over the steepest part.
Well done, mate. Yeah, shimmy along here. You right?
Yeah.
Bit shaky.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was very close to doing it.
I know you were like on the cusp, weren't you? But I think you've gone with your heart and you've made the right decision. Seriously. Okay, hopefully there's nothing more here that can really test us. Let's head back to the line. We do have to cross this, but where we cross it, I believe is quite flat. Put it there, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah. Still pretty sheer, this little ravine, and pretty mad waterfall again. Right, can we cross where I thought we could cross? Yes, we can. Thank God.
Thankfully, I'd gauged this particular feature correctly, and with that, the ordeal was over.
Well, we thought it might be problematic, and it was, but we're away, up into the hills again, and I think it's safe to say we both can't wait to reach Camp 2B.
I think so.
Yeah.
After that ordeal.
The events of the past hour or so had really shaken Marcus, but I had just the image to cheer him up.
What do you fancy doing tomorrow, Marcus, after we've arrived at the beach victorious? Do you want to go to the pub and have a game of chess?
Oh, that does sound like a good plan. Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drinks all round. I can't wait. A nice big meal of fish and chips would be good, or something like that.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
And at the top, it was more truly emphatic views to hoist our spirits further.
staggering, mate. Can we see the sea from here? I keep forgetting that's a possibility. Amazingly, I don't think we can. God, look how high up we are.
Yes,
It's amazing. It's amazing.
The number one focus now, though, as we navigated our way down another annoyingly rapid descent, was how campable Camp 2A would actually be. It looked grassy enough on the map, but I was starting to get the feeling that it might be a bit of a damp squib.
I don't know how campable it might be down here, mate. Looks a bit not grassy.
The further we travelled, the bigger those doubts became.
It's too wet.
And when we did reach the camp spot, those doubts were validated.
This side ain't good. Oh. Okay, Marcus didn't get another soak in, so that's good news. Bad news is this whole area is damp, and that island's just too far away, isn't it? It's too far off the line.
Probably the same moisture levels as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Do you think we plough on?
I think we have to. There's
Yeah.
no real option to camp here. I mean, I have camped on boggy ground. I can tell you it was
Yeah,
miserable. So
it comes through, it comes into the tent. Okay, we've got to crack on then, and it's a gamble.
we might find something equally as good at least.
We might not.
No. What do we do then?
Well, I agree, I think we should carry on.
Yeah.
F it.
I can't lie, it did excite me a bit, but this situation really wasn't good. A wet camp could destroy Marcus's morale, and having travelled over 4 miles since the last campable spot, I was starting to worry that the entire western region of the Highlands was perpetually damp. The more ground we could cover before dark though, the better our chances of finding something workable. And there was another perk to this plan.
In slightly brighter news, mate, the 3/4 waypoint.
Is it? Oh yes.
There we go. So we've got a quarter to go.
Okay.
I think that deserves a high five.
I think so.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, good news. Closing in.
Yeah.
But back to the dark news, we were quickly running out of daylight, and for the first time really in this trip, marching with real intent. Then, just as the sun was about to slump behind the hills,
Huh, what we got here? Bit of grass there, that looks like actual grass. Might be workable. It's pretty dry.
Okay.
We'd have to take a lot of rocks out, and we'd have to probably get a lot of moss from here.
Yeah.
And stick it on, but that's all dry.
Yeah.
out of sheer luck, we happened to have chanced upon the only flat and dry slither of grass on this line until pretty much the coast. And it got better.
Found a slightly better spot here. It's a bit cramped, but this little ledge here for me, and Marcus has got a little shelf here.
Very relieved not to have to share a tent, mainly because of some ill effects from our dehydrated meals. We got to work fashioning ourselves some bedding.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a pillow for you.
Yeah.
Well, I've destroyed the habitat of about 600 bugs there. Really sorry. But I have my bed of moss, as does Marcus. Well, his is more of a bed of hay. I am perched on the edge of that drop, but I'm happy. The wind's quite calm in here, which has enabled us to do this. We're going to get our long johns on. In Marcus's case, 5 layers.
Yeah.
And get the tents up. Hey, that's not too shabby. Well, it might not be perfect, but
It's our home.
it's home for the night.
No home is home without a hot meal, and today it was one we were very much looking forward to. However,
Disaster. The gas is not in the jet boil. I can't understand how that's happened.
No, I don't know.
I put it in, didn't I?
Yeah, definitely saw you.
We got no dinner then.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we're fucked. The lid isn't over there, so maybe, just maybe, it's tumbled out over here. Yes! Yes! Get in! Everything's fine, nothing's gonna go wrong ever.
Ah.
it had been a day of two halves. Nothing really went wrong for a while, and then quite a bit did. But we survived it In fact, if you ignore the landslide, we absolutely smashed it and we were already starting to smell the victory.
Well, that's it for day 2. Pretty tough day in the end, with a lot of elevation gain. I think that was the most nervous I've been towards the end of the day, when we were faced with the choice of either camping in water or ploughing on into the dark. And yeah, we're not far from the end, are we, Marcus?
No, not far at all. How far exactly, do you know?
9.5 miles.
Very doable.
Yeah, you know, it still has to be walked, and it is a long way. But with each mile that we sort of tick off tomorrow, mentally we'll just be feeling so strong. And I can't wait. Good night. Well done today, mate.
Yeah, you too, mate. Yeah, see you in the morning.
Mate, did you seriously slip there? Oh, there is a car. There's a vehicle. That's huge.
Oh, God.
It finally happened.